Moss rising through stillness. Same view, higher growth, day 486. Description YouTube podcast ready. Day 486, May 1st, 2026, Tokyo. Today looks much like yesterday. Cloudy sky, soft light, quiet air, and yet I can feel that everything has moved slightly forward again. The surface looks the same, the inside does not. I'll take it water, said Lisa and Asahiyama Sakura. Most report, the moss continues its silent walk. No dramatic color shift, no sudden expansion, but it feels more rooted, more natural, more settled. This is how red stability grows. This is how real stability grows quietly. Asahiyama Sakura. The paths remain growth in place. The paths remain in place. Still waiting, still holding home, still carrying possibility. No bloom yet, but no frozen. Progress can happen without spectacle. Hakuchou is Lisa. The balance continues. New growth still carries life. Older leaves still show stress. The plant is negotiating its next phase. Nothing final, everything alive. Bonsai reflection. Them is not static. Today's lesson. Some sameness and stillness are different things. What looks unchanged may be improving beneath the surface. Then travel Kakigawa to Osaka. Castle roads, tea hills, and urban momentum. In the parlors, Betancourt, Manali route, 8 detailed spots. Kakigawa, Shizuoka. Kakigawa Castle, elegant structure with samurai calm. Second, tea fields nearby, green order across hills. In the parlors, Betancourt, Ranji Sugar Dam, water and structure together. Castle Pass Temple, rooted tradition. Forts and fields both require patience. Third, Shizuoka to Kansai route, movement through productive plains. 4 rivers, towns, industry, history, may layered in one corridor. In the parlors, Kangura Valley, transition from plains to elevation. Beard River, lifeline toward to the mountains, root shops, civilization. Osaka, 5th, Osaka Castle, strengthened inside a modern city. 6th, Dotonbori, energy, movement like appetite. In the parallel toward Manali, Kurubari, movement through mountain life. Manali, altitude, renewal, cool perspective. City's energy, mountain clarity. Climate contrast. 7. Kakegawa tea calm, disciplined growth. 8. Mari mountain air, refreshing reset. Different climates, same human need. Balance. Spotify podcast expansion to a 10 billion plays. Listen globally. Then Bonsai vibes, a tree a day, a voice. Why to keep growing? Daily rhythm, real observation, peaceful atmosphere, universal meaning from small movements. One tree, one day, infinity resonance. Bonsai philosophy, invisible forward motion. Today's truth. Nothing flashes and change, but movement continues. That's how meaningful things grow. World observation May 1st, International Workers' Day, Labor Day, a reminder that steady effort matters. Countdown FIFA World Cup 2026, April March June 11, 2026. 41 days remaining. Final reflection. Crowds above, moss below, progress within, real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for this 4 weeks journey. Day 419, 2026, May 6. From Tokyo, Japan. This broadcast is made by Japan Bonsai Watcher. I want to show you both bonsai, Asahiyama Sakura and Selisa. The first thing I noticed that both moss does not seem to be dry, so I do not need to take a water. The new sprout is growing bigger and bigger. The color seems to be a little bit green. The other part of Selisa seems to be dry or black. I think the new one will become soon. Other parts of bonsai, Asahiyama Sakura, the flower does not seem to be open. The new parts is bigger and bigger, and I think I noticed that these white parts will become pure. I do not make any sense. Moss completely dry. Water returns to the roots. Day 491st. Description: YouTube podcast ready. Day 491, May 6, 2026, Tokyo. Sorry, May 7th, 2026, Tokyo. Today, the first thing I noticed that was the moss. It had become completely dry, not slightly dry, not partially dry, completely dry. So today I watered carefully. Slowly, quietly, back to the roots. The overall scene looks similar to yesterday, and yet I still believe everything has progressed, not visibly, but internally. The series shows stronger signs of stress today. The leaves have become darker, heavier tone, almost entirely black in some areas. But even now, life continues underneath. Today's weather in Tokyo is beautiful, sunny, comfortable, early summer air. I went running today, and while running, I noticed something familiar. Progress is often invisible while it is happening. Bonsai reflection, water at the right time. Today's lesson, even quiet system needs support. Most rights, root weight, water restores rhythm. Balance is not permanent, it must be renewed. Then travel Nagano to Yamato Koriyama, mountains history and quiet continuity. In the parallel, Pasa Museum, Dikusu Shaboni Nebgua, 8 detailed spots. Nagano City, first Zenkoji Temple area, calm mountain spirituality. Second, Northern Nagano Basin, measured season rhythm. In the parallel partner, Museum, preserving memory and history. Gorgana, structure connected to survival and continuity. Preservation is a form of care. Third, river corridor through central Japan, slow movement and transition. Fourth, mountain to pain climate change, gradual warmth. In the parallel, Ganges River, long civilized flow. Bogugaya, stillness creating transformation. Movement and stillness coexist. Yamato Koriyama Nara. Fifth, Yamato Koriyama Castle ruins, quiet historical structure. Sixth, goldfish culture and waterways, life connected to water balance. In the parallel, Nepal, Dikshapo Fumi, transformation through reflection. Amuzari Lake, calm water inside urban rhythm. Water and memory shape intensity. Prime rhythm. Seventh, Nagano cool air, patience and endurance. 8. Negua heart, intensity and adaptation. Different environment, same rhythm. Timing matter. Spotify podcast expansion toward 10 billion plays. Listen globally. Then Bonsai vibes, a tree a day a voice. Wide listen returns, calming repetition, authentic daily rhythm. Tiny but meaningful change. Nature as emotional reflection. One tree, one breeze, a worldwide daily ritual. Bonsai philosophy, dryness is not the end. Bonsai philosophy, dryness is not the end. Today's truth. The moss dried completely, but water returned. That's enough to continue. World Observance May 6, Global Awareness Themes, Countdown FIFA World Cup 2026, Opening Match June 11, 2026, 36 days remaining. Final reflection. Sun above, water below. Life continues quietly. Real tree, real moss, real seasons from Japan. Thank you for following this journey and listening carefully from YouTube, then Bonsai Vibes. Thank you. Moss holding moisture. Quiet growth continues. Day 492. Description: YouTube podcast ready. Day 492. May 8, 2026, Tokyo, Japan. Today feels very similar to yesterday, and yet I still believe everything is moving forward. The moss still held moisture in some areas today. Because of that, I watered carefully again. Not too much, not too little, just enough to continue the rhythm. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom. No petals, no leaves emerging clearly. Just the same quiet presence. And yet, it feels alive. The clearest movement today comes from the Selisa. The new shoots continue to extend visibly. Small, fresh, undeniable. Even while all the leaves remain dark, new growth continues upward. Today's weather feels like early summer, but with a silent coolness in the air. Cloudy sky, comfortable silence, the kind of weather that makes time feel slower. Bonsai reflection, moisture and continuation. Today's lesson: not every day requires dramatic change. Sometimes moisture remains, roots stabilize, shoots extend quietly. Continuation itself is progress. Then travel Echigo-Yuzawa, Nakatsu, snow country to castle town floor. In the parallels, Paniki-Yabu, tomb of Aka 80th shoot. Echigo-Yuzawa, Niigata, first mountain hot spring regions, snow water, seasonal extremes. Second, tunnel route through mountains, movement through isolation. In the parallels, Raniki-Yabu, water preserved beneath the surface. Motohera-san temple, structure illuminated with rhythm and light. Water and time creates endurance. Third, river systems through central Japan, flowing continuity. Fourth, changing climate from north to west, adaptation through movement. In the parallels, Sabaramati River, civilization shaped by water. Wapufura Sikiri, plant structure forcing environmental limits. Structure survives through adaptation. Nakatsu, Oita. Fifth, Nakatsu Castle, river and sea bath. Sixth, quiet castle town atmosphere, slower rhythm of life. In the palace, tomb of Akbar, calm mountain symmetry, Agra fort, layered structure and resilience. Balance between openness and protection methods. Climate contrast. 7. Snow region patience through preparation. 8. India dry season architecture preserving balance under pressure. Different environments same human effort to sustain life. Listen globally, then Bonsai vibes, a tree, a day, a voice. Why this series continues to grow. Authentic daily observation. Quiet emotional rhythm, repeatably calm atmosphere, tiny details becoming meaningful stories. 1 year tree, 1 year with season, millions of quiet moments shared globally. Bonsai philosophy. Small signs matter. Today's truth. The sakura still waits. The moss holds moisture. The new shoot continued upward. That's enough to continue believing. World Observance May 8th, May 7th, Global Awareness Times. Countdown FIFA World Cup 2026. Opening match June 11th, 2026. 34 days remaining. Final reflection. Clouds above, moisture below. Quiet growth continuing. One real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey from Zen Bonsai Vibes. I broadcast from Tokyo, Japan. Thank you for your listening. Moss breathing under May skies. Morning, running, and quiet energy. Day 495. Description YouTube podcast ready. May 10th, 2026. Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo today feels like true May weather. Clear skies, soft sunlight, cool air flowing through the city. The balance between spring and early summer feels perfect today. I notice it during my morning run. The street felt lighter. The trees moved gently in the wind. Even though air around the moss felt softer. The Asahiyama Sakura may still remain quiet. No bloom yet. But the birds continue standing there patiently, holding their shape, carrying the moisture. It seemed to be a little bit drier. Carrying moisture, quietly preparing. No dramatic movement, I think. And yet, it feels alive. The moss looks healthier today. The soft green tones returning, moisture remaining underneath, surface feeling stable in the sunlight. The strongest change are often the smallest ones. The Cerisa still shows the contrast. All the leaves remain dark. But the new shoots continue stretching upward. Even inside stress, new growth continues. Bonsai reflection, comfortable weather changes the mind. Today's lesson comes during running. Good weather changes perspective. Not because problems disappear, but because breathing becomes easier. Movement feels natural. Small beauty becomes visible again. That alone can move the life forward. Zen travel, Imizu Bichu Takamatsu. Sea breeze, river and quiet castle towns, connected with Indian landscape and weather cities. Imizu, Toyama. First, Toyama Bay coastline, bright air and calm sea. Second, fishing harbor atmosphere, slow rhythm of daily life. Indian parents, marine drive, sea breeze inside a large city. Kabaramu beach, relaxed coastal rhythm, Coastal towns create calm through openness. Third, mountain and river transition. Changing climate through travel. Rural stations and water systems create continuity. Independence, Dal Lake, reflection and stillness on water. Namoda River, movement connecting regions. Water carries atmosphere across distance. Bichu Takamatsu, Okayama. Fifth, historical flood defense, coastline area, water shaping history. Sixth, open plains and wetland atmosphere balance between earth and moisture. Independence, Rani Karuyabi, water engineering quite beauty. Backwaters of Arepeli, life moving through with water. Water can preserve both life and memory. Why this channel exists? This channel is about noticing small change, moss drying and recovering, birds waiting silently, weather changing mood, everybody movement becoming meaningful, no fasting editing, no loud reflection, just real trees, real seasons, real daily observation, a quiet record of time passing. Bonsai philosophy, common days matter, today's truth. Nothing dramatic happened, and still the day felt meaningful. Sometimes calm itself is a sign that life is moving correctly. May 10, 2026, clear skies above Tokyo, comfortable run, quiet progress continuity. Final reflection, blue sky above, soft moss below, steady rhythm within, real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey. Day 495 from Zen Bonsai Vibes. Most slow drying, quiet question in early May, day 495. Description YouTube podcast ready. May 11th, 2026, Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is not perfect clear today, but the morning still feels comfortable. Cool air, soft light, calm start to the ready. The kind of weather that makes walking or running feel natural. Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom. The buds remain there quietly, unchanged on the surface. But today, the moss has started to dry slightly again. The white area on the trunk feels more noticeable today. It may be nothing, or it may be part of trees continuing changing slowly. The Serisa raised another question today. Even the newer leaves and shoots had started turning darker. Why? Too much sunlight? Stress? Seasonal transition? I do not know yet, but the trees continue standing there. Bonsai reflection, observing without immediate answers. Today's lesson, not every sign can be explained immediately. Sometimes leaves darken, moss dries, coolers shift. Before we understand why, observation itself is part of care. Zen travel, Nagahama Omi, Nagahama, Fukuoka. water roots, castle town, and quiet transition. In the palace, Kawaru Tiger Reserve, Bishuma Tiri. Omi Nagahama Castle, calm lakeside, calm town, lake view shoreline, soft water reflection and open sky. In the palace, Kawaru Tiger Reserve, quiet ecosystem holding hidden life. Guddowa Valley River Basin, water shaping movement and survival. Nature often moves quietly beneath the surface. 3. Rail routes through Kansai and water Japan, shifting climate and landscape. 4. River and coastal transitions, moisture constantly changing. In the palace, Namaha River, long natural continuity. Western Ghats, balance between heat and moisture. Every landscape negotiating balance differently. Fukuoka, Nagahama, Fukuoka. 5th, Fukuoka waterfront atmosphere, sea breeze and urban calm. 6th, stress culture and shower mornings, movement without pressure. In the palace, Bishumati River moving through urban life. Lakshmi Vilas Palace, structure surrounded by openness. Water and cities shaped emotional rhythm. Climate and rhythm. 7th, lake pure moisture, quiet stability. 8th, Indian dry season transition, visible environment stress. Different climate, some process of adaptation. Why this channel coexist? This channel is not about perfect bloom. It's about waiting, observing, noticing small changes, learning patience from nature. Some days feel uncertain. These days matter too. Bonsai philosophy, questions are part of growth. Today's truth, the most lies slightly. The leaves darken further, and still the tree continues standing quietly. Not even answer arrives immediately. May 11th, 2026. A calm Tokyo morning, clouds above, question remaining. Final reflection, soft air above, dry moss below, quite uncertain within, real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey from Zen Bonsai Podcast. Day 496, 2026. Day 496, May 12, 2026, from Tokyo, Japan. I want to introduce you to explain the two bonsai. One is Asahiyama Sakura. The other one is Selisa. So, I talk about two bonsai every day. One of the aspects of bonsai is simple. It's a little bit dry. The surface of moss is dry. The flower is not appeared. So I hope this bonsai will become much more beautiful and grateful. The other side of Selisa, there is no flower on the leaves. The other new New type of bonsai is not a pure. The surface of moss seems to be a little bit dry, so I'm going to take a water. It's a new angle. There is no flower on the two bonsai. It's simple. There is no insects on the surface. Another aspect of viewpoints. I think the roots of bonsai seem to be a little bit white. And there is no flower on the bonsai. Thank you for your listening and watching on this Zen Bonsai Vibes. Thank you very much for your cooperation. I would much appreciate it. Thank you. most drying under early summer heat. Day 498, May 14, 2006, Tokyo, Japan, morning. Tokyo today feels very clear sky. So, bright sky, strong sunlight. I think it almost be hot. I feel like the air is no longer feels like spring. Early summer has clearly arrived. The Asahiyama Sakura, it seems to be, does not sing. The flower is not already yet. The white area on the trunk is a little bit appeared. Yesterday I watered it. It's not that it will not disappear. It does not seasonally change. The energy feels lower. Maybe nothing serious. The other side of bonsai is steadily. It feels like weaker and weaker every day. The new sprout is not, it will be darker. Too much heat, too much sunlight. I think there is no too much sunlight. But I continue watching carefully. Bonsai philosophy. Today's lesson. Small dryness becomes large stress if we go onward. Most dries fast, leaves react later, balance shifts. Care often means nothing problem early. Most watching the world to change, clouds, heat, and uncertainty, day 499. Description YouTube podcast ready. May 15, 2026, Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is cloudy today. Not rainy, not fully clear. But the ultraviolet light still feels surprisingly strong. The atmosphere feels heavily in a different way. Today's Japan's news is filled with large movements, rising long-term interest rates, discussion around the US-China leaders meeting, and the announcement of France World Cup squad. The world keeps moving quickly, and with the World Cup approaching, the global atmosphere feels more intense day by day. Meanwhile, the bonsai continues at its own pace. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom. But today, the flower bed feels slightly drier. The white area on the trunk still remains noticeable. However, it does not appear to be spreading, so perhaps it is not mold after all. At least, that is what I hope. Celissa worries me more today. Even the newer shoots have started darkening. Why? Stress, heat, root imbalance, or is the tree slowly weakening? I still do not know, but uncertainty itself has become part of this daily observation. Bonsai philosophy: quiet things move slowly. Today's lesson: the world changed loudly, nature changed quietly, markets move fast, headlines shift hurry, football scores are announced instantly, but trees move differently, slowly, silently, without explanation. Then travel. Kyoto Nijo, Hakata Port, old occupied capitals, sea gates, and crowd movement. India parallel Karnataka landscapes and heritage routes. Kyoto Nijo, first Nijo Castle, structure, discipline, controlled beauty. Second, Kyoto side street, quiet transition beneath tourism. Karnataka parallels, with core palace, royal structure with layered cultural identity. Storipagana, historical movement and memory. Old capitals preserve reason differently from modern cities. Third, Osaka-Hiroshima Transit Corridor, movement, economy, momentum. Fourth, Seto Inland Sea atmosphere, calm water beneath industrial activity. India parallels Bengaluru, rapid growth beside older traditions. Nandi Hills, quiet elevation overlooking movement below. Fast development still needs calm foundation. Hakata Port, Fukuoka, fifth port connecting Japan to Asia. Constant flow and departure. Sea breeze and cloudy skies, openness and uncertainty together. Karnataka parallels Mangalore, coastal trade and layered cultures. Gokarana shore spiritual rhythm beside the sea. Ports connect worlds but also carry uncertainty. Climate and rhythm, cloudy Tokyo with strong UV, hidden pressure. 8. Karnataka dry season transitions, stress beneath calm atmosphere, different environment, same invisible tension. Why this channel exists? This channel records things that do not move quickly. Drowning moss, darkening leaves, cloudy mornings, silent waiting. In a world of constant headlines, slow observation still matters. Bonsai philosophy: not everything needs an immediate answer. Today's truth: the best dry slightly, the leaves darken further, and still the trees remain trees quietly. Sometimes uncertainty itself is part of the season. May 15, 2026. Clouds above Tokyo. Global news everywhere. Silent bonsai beside the window. Final reflection. First headline above. Slow roots below. Questions remaining in between. Real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey, and thank you. Tokyo continues today's carries a feeling early summer. The morning air is still slightly cool, but by moody the heat already feels stronger. The ultraviolet light feels sharp today too. Seasonal change is becoming more obvious. In Japan today, the announcement of 2026 FIFA World Cup could become major news. There were surprises, unexpected selections, younger players missing out, and even a 39-year-old veteran making the team. The world moves quickly. Meanwhile, this bonsai continues moving slowly, and somehow many people continue watching this quiet pace. Thank you for that too. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom, but today the flower beds had started drying again, so I watered it carefully. The white area at the trunk, which had worried me before, has become less noticeable today. The white area of the trunk, which had worried me before, has become less noticeable recently. That small change alone feels meaningful. The Serissa still worries me. Even the new leaves have darkened, and today I notice no fresh news should appearing. Stillness can sometimes feel uncertain, but after 500 days, I learned that continuing observation matters too. Bonsai Reflection 500 Days of Small Observation. Today's lesson: large milestones are built from very small repetitions, not from dramatic moments, but from watering again, checking the moss, observing quietly, continuing even without answers. 500 days were made from tiny moments like these, and truly, thank you for being part of them. Then travel Sanjo Bridge Ueda Shinshu. Rivers, mountain air, and quiet entrance. In the parallel Odirisha landscape and spiritual roots. Sanjo Bridge Kyoto. First, Sanjo Bridge crossing the Kamo River, movement through the old Kyoto. Second, morning riverside atmosphere, calm before city activity. Odisha parallels Maharadi River, water shaping regional life. Lingarit Temple, spiritual continue inside a changing city. River continue flowing quietly, just like me. Third, mountain route toward Shinshu, cooler air and shore rhythm. Fourth, river valleys and elevated plains, balance between openness and isolation. Odisha parallel, Simaturi National Park, ecosystem adapting slowly. Chika Lake, migration water seasonal change. Nature moves at a different speed in every region. Ueda Nagano. Fifth, Ueda Castle, quiet resilience inside inland Japan. Sixth, cooler mountain atmosphere, patient and long seasonal cycles. Odisha parallels, cooler sun temple, structure enduring through time. Pretty beach, wind openness and shifting skies. Quiet endurance exists everywhere. Climate rhythm. 7. Tokyo early summer heat, hidden stress beginning. 8. Odisha coastal humidity, constant environmental adjustment. Different climates, same search for balance. Why this channel continues? This channel records things that can be easy to overlook. Drying moss, darkening leaves, cooler mornings, silent waiting. Nothing dramatic, just real time passing through nature. And after 500 days, I'm deeply grateful people still watch these small movements. Thank you for always. Bonsai philosophy continue even without bloom. Today's truth, Sakura still does not bloom, and yet 500 days later, the observation continues. Maybe continuing itself is already something meaningful. May 16, 2026. Cool morning air, strong daylight ahead, 500 quiet days continuing. Final reflection. First myth above, slow route below, 500 days in between. Thank you for staying here. Real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey. Thank you for very much. Moss after 500 days. Thank you for this quiet journey, day 500. Description YouTube, podcast ready. May 16, 2026, Tokyo. Today marks day 500. 500 days of observing. Moss drying and recovering. Birds waiting silently. Weather shifting. Seasonal moving slowly through one small space. At somehow the journey continues. And honestly, reaching 500 days was only possible because of everyone watching, listening, and quietly following, allowing. Thank you. Moss growing in morning light. Quiet recovery after watering. Day 501st. Description YouTube podcast ready. May 18, 2026, Tokyo. Tokyo's morning sunlight feels especially bright today. Clear light, fresh air, a comfortable beginning to the day. The kind of morning that makes everything feel lighter. Yesterday, I watered both trees carefully, and today both of them seem healthier. The moss looks softer again. Moisture remains underneath. Green tones feel more nature. The surface no longer feels stressed. Even small watering can completely change the atmosphere. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom, but today, after watering, the birds feel calmer somehow, still waiting, still silent, but healthier. The Celesta also feels more stable today. The darker the leaves remain. But overall, the tree seems to have regained a little energy. No dramatic change, just a slight healthier presence. And somehow that's enough. Bonsai reflection, recovery can be quiet. Today's lesson, recovery is not always dramatic. Sometimes sunlight feels softer, moss regains moisture, tree simply looks calmer. That alone can mean life is moving in the right direction again. Travel, Kushikino to Hakata. Port town see wild and quiet movement. India travel parallels 8 detailed spots. Kushikino, Kagoshima. First, fishing port atmosphere, calm sea life and early morning rhythm. Second, southern Kyushu sunlight, strong brightness and warm wear. India parallels Kanyakumari, ocean light and southern coastal energy. Kochi, harbor life shaped by sea wind. Coastal towns carry calm movement. Third, rail routes through Kyushu plains, mountains and coastline are alternating. Fourth, small stations and local rivers, slower rhythms than major cities. In the parallels, Goa beaches, relax coastal flow, backwaters of Arepi, water shaping daily life quietly, water change emotion rhythm. Hakata, Fukuoka, fifth, Hakata port, movement between Japan and Asia. Sixth, morning city atmosphere, active yet comfortable. India parallels, Mumbai, large port city energy. Marina beach, openness beside urban movements. Ports connect people, seasons and culture. Climate and rhythm. Seventh, Tokyo morning brightness, calm energy. Eighth, India coastal mornings, warm air before daytime heat. Different countries, same comfortable beginning to the day. Why this channel continues? This channel is built from small observation, watering, sunlight, moss texture, quiet recovery, seasonal air. Nothing exaggerated, just real nature, changing day by day. Bonsai philosophy, small care matters. Today's truth. Yesterday's watering changed today's atmosphere. Small action would matter more than they seem. May 18th, 2026. Bright sunlight above Tokyo. Fresh moisture below the moss. Final reflection. Morning light above. Soft moss below. Quiet recovery continues. Real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey. Moss resting under strong sunlight, letting the bonsai breathe again. Day 503. Description YouTube podcast ready. May 20th, 2026 Tokyo. Tokyo is sunny again today, and already hot from the morning. The air feels heavy enough that I started using the dehumidifier early. Early summer in Tokyo is no longer approaching. It has arrived. Today in Japan, another major topic appeared in the news. The Tokyo Stock Exchange fell below 60,000 Japanese yen for the first time in 3 weeks. Market moves quickly. Heat rises quickly. News changes quickly. Meanwhile, the bonsai remains almost unchanged. Today, I decided to let the bonsai enjoy sunlight again for the first time in a while. Acquired samples. No major recovery. No dramatic decline. The condition feels mostly the same. But sometimes plants also needed sunlight, airflow, stillness, time outside. Not every adjustment comes from watering alone. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom. The buds remain closed. The moss still feels fragile in a place. The Celista also remains uncertain. Darker leaves remain. No clear news shoots yet. Overall atmosphere still feels delicate. And yet, today's sunlight felt important somehow. Bonsai reflection. Sometimes light itself is care. Today's lesson. Not all care means intervention. Sometimes placing a tree in sunlight, operating airflow, allowing quiet exposure to nature. Bonsai reflection. Sometimes light itself is care. Today's lesson. Not all care means intervention. Sometimes placing a tree in sunlight, opening airflow, allowing quiet exposure to nature is enough. Care is not always action. Sometimes it is environment. Then travel, Shirasu, Kyoto. Northern silence to ancient capitalism. Connected with major Indian destinations. Shirasu, northern coastal atmosphere, open sky, strong wind, quiet land. Second, cold sea air and wide landscapes. Mineral but powerful scenery. In the parallels, rare, open landscape and thin atmosphere. Runner of Kuch, silence inside vast scenery. Extreme environment, short time. Third, long rail movement through Japan. Climate change gradually. Fourth, mountain and coastal in transitions. Different form of balance. In the parallels, Varanasi, movement and stillness coexisting. Jaipur, heat, cool and historical rhythm. Every region develops its own relationship with time. Kyoto, Kyoto temple and a side out street, quiet observation inside movements. 6. Early summer sunlight on old wooden structures, warmth without noise. In the parallels, moisture palace, historical calm inside active cities. Taj Mahal, structure shaped by light and atmosphere. Historical place change slowly, just like bonsai. Climate and rhythm. 7. Tokyo early summer heat, gradual environment pressure. Indian dry season cities adapting daily to heat and sunlight. Different countries, same seasonal intensity. Why this channel continues? This channel follows small natural riptides, sunlight changing moss, leaves reacting slowly, weather affecting growth, time passing quietly, no exaggerated reactions, just real observation. Bonsai philosophy, quiet exposure matters, today's truth. The conditions will not dramatically improve, but sunlight still matters. Sometimes simply allowing life to breathe naturally is already enough. May 20th, 2026. Strong sunlight above Tokyo, quiet bonsai beneath the window, final reflection heat above, moss below, stillness in between, real tree, real seasons from Japan. Thank you for following this journey. Moss fading under early summer heat. Watering through uncertainty, day 502, second. Description YouTube podcast ready. May 19, 2026, Tokyo. Tokyo already feels like early summer. The morning air was still slightly cool, but the temperature rose quickly after sunrise. The ultraviolet light feels stronger too. Seasonal change is no longer subtle. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom. But today, the flower beds had become dry again. So I watered carefully once more. The white area on the trunk, which had worried me before, had become less noticeable recently. That part feels slightly reassuring, but another concern has appeared. The moss itself has started to wither. Its texture feels weaker. The green is fading in place. The season is changing faster now. The serisa remains difficult to understand. Never leaves continue darkening. No fresh shoots have appeared. Growth feels paused, and yet the moss around the serisa has not dried out completely. So perhaps not everything is weakening equally. Bonsai reflection. Seasons do not move equally. Today's lesson. Different parts of nature respond differently to the same season. One moss dries, another remains stable, one tree pauses, another still adapts quietly. Balance is never perfectly uniform. Then travel Hachimantai Hakusan. Mountain air, volcanic lands, and sacred water. India parallels West Bengal landscape of cultural roots. Hachimantai Tohoku. First, highland volcanic landscapes, cooler air and open skies. Second, wetlands and mountain moss zones, moisture surviving through seasonal extremes. West Bengal parallels Darjeeling, elevated cool climate and mountainism. Central wildfire sanctuary, quiet ecosystem adapting slowly. Mountain climate teaches patience. Third, long mountain corridors, changing moisture and temperature. Fourth, forested barriers river, gradual seasonal transitions. India parallels Testa River, water shaping movement through mountains. Dwellers, forest between plains and chains, water and elevation controlism. Hakusan, sacred mountain atmosphere, silence and long natural cycles. Snowbelt water systems, life continuing beneath changing seasons. In the parallels, thunderburns, fragile ecosystem adapting continuously. Victoria Memorial, structured enduring through climate and time. Survival often depends on quiet adaptation. Climate rhythm, 7th Japanese early summer heat, drying tourist beginning. 8th West Bengal handles transitions, invisible environment pressure. Different climates, same challenges. Maintain balance while conditions shift. Why this channel continues? This channel records subtle seasonal reality. Moss drying, leaves darkening, changing sunlight, watering routines, silent waiting. Nothing dramatic, just small nature change accumulating over time. Bonsai philosophy, care continues even without answers. Today's truth, some moss weakens, some moss survivals. The birds still wait, and still watering continues. May 19, 2026. Strong ultraviolet light above Tokyo. Drying moss below the branches. Final reflection. Heat above, moisture below, uncertainty in between. Real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey. Moss growing through heavy rain. Tokyo storm and quiet progress. Day 503. 3rd. May 21st, 2026. Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is experiencing heavy rain today. Not light rain, not a passing shower, a true dumper. The atmosphere already feels like the rainy season is approaching. The atmosphere already feels like the rainy season is approaching. The air is humid, the sky feels heavy, and the sound of rain fills the city continuously. The bonsai remains quiet beside the window. Despite everything, the plants are still growing little by little. Not dramatically, but slowly. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom. Yet the birds continue holding the shape. The moss, which had started drying recently, now feels softer again under the moisture in the air. Rain changes everything quietly. The Cerisa still looks delicate. Darker heavy leaves remain. Growth is still slow. No sudden recovery yet. And yet, the overall atmosphere feels slightly more alive today. Perhaps plants also respond emotionally to rain. Bonsai reflection, growth during the difficult weather. Today's lesson, growth does not stop during the storms. Sometimes rain restores moisture, roots strengthen individually, plants endure quietly. The biggest change often happens during uncomfortable seasons. Then travel, Miyoko, Warai Coast, mountain mist to rainy ocean horizons, connected with Indian landscape and monsoon atmosphere. Miyoko, Niigata, first foggy mountain atmosphere, cool air and drinking clouds. Second, forest moisture and volcanic landscapes. Nature shaped by season. Indian parallels, Darjeeling, mountain mist and slow rhythm. Munnar, Tia hills surrounded by rain clouds. Mountain climate teach patience and adaptation. Third, rain moving through the central Japan, rivers swelling quietly. Fourth, changing skies towards the Pacific coast, moisture everywhere. In the parallels, Western Ghats monsoon landscape shaped by rainfall. challenging one of the rainiest places on Earth. Rain creates both difficult and life. Oral coast, Ibaraki, stormy coastline atmosphere, waves, wind, and grey skies. Torigate forcing the sea, quite resilience against the moisture. In the parallels, marine beach, wide coastline under changing weather. Kayakuari, still sound clouds shifting right together. Coast continuously adapt to change. Climate and rhythm, Tokyo before rainy season, heavy humid transition. Indian monsoon atmosphere, dramatic seasonal transformation. Different countries, same relationship with rain. While this channel continues, this channel follows the small season reality, most relying on recovering. Rain changing atmosphere, leaves reacting slowly, growth continues quietly. No dramatic performance, just nature moving day by day. Bonsai philosophy, storms also help growth. Today's truth. The weather becomes intense, and yet the plants still continue slowly forward. Maybe difficult seasons are also becoming stronger. May 21st, 2026, heavy rain above Tokyo, soft moss beneath the branches. Final reflection, storm clouds above, quiet root below, slow growth continues between. There's real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey from Zen Bonsai Vibes. Moss growing between rain showers, quiet progress before rainy season. Day 505th. Description YouTube podcast ready. May 22nd, 2026. Tokyo. Tokyo's weather feels strange today. Rain falls, then stops, then starts again. It is difficult to tell whether the air feels cold or warm. The rainy season is clearly approaching. The atmosphere itself feels unsettled. And yet, the plants seem slightly healthier than yesterday. Not dramatically, but enough to notice. The Asahiyama Sakura still does not bloom. But today, one thing feels reassuring. The flower beds are no longer dry. The alone change the atmosphere completely. Moisture has returned. And perhaps little by little, the tree is adapting again. The Cerisa also feels slightly different today. Darker leaves still remain. Growth is still slow, but the overall balance feels calmer than before. Tiny change, almost invisible and real. Bonsai reflection, progress is often subtle. Today's lesson, growth rarely announces itself loudly. Sometimes progress means buds staying moist holding water, leaves enduring another day. Quiet continuity matters. Then travel, Gujo Hachiman to Takamatsu. Water town, rainy street, and quiet heavens. Connected with Indian landscape and seasonal cities. Gujo Hachiman, Gifu. First, clearly watered canals flowing enough through town. Life built around rivers. Second, rain on all the streets. Calmer atmosphere during cloudy weather. India parallels, Adajapura, water shaping city atmosphere. Alpei backwaters, daily life moving with water and rain. Water changes the emotional rhythm of pace. Third, crossing bridge toward Shikoku. Movement above sea and clouds. Humid Fourth, earlier summer air, changing seasonal balance. Indian Palace, Western Ghats, landscape transformed by seasonal rain. Goa, coastline adapting to monsoon rhythm. Rain reshape movement and atmosphere. Takamatsu, Kagawa, fifth, harbor city calms, slower pace beside the sea. Sixth, retreating garden atmosphere, carefully balanced landscape design. India Palace, Misukoa Palace, structure and calm coexistence. Marine drive, sea breeze inside urban movement. Calm space survive even inside busy roads. Climate and rhythm. Seventh, Tokyo before rainy season, unstable humidity and temperature. Eighth, Indian pre-monsoon atmosphere, heavy air before transformation. Different countries, same seasonal tension. Why this channel continues? This channel records through seasonal reality, most drying and recovering, rain changing atmosphere, birds adapting gradually, leaves enduring quietly. Small change become meaningful over time. Bonsai philosophy, moisture means possibility. Today's truth, the birds are no longer dry. That alone feels hopeful. Sometimes tiny improvements are enough to continue believing. May 22nd, 2026. Rain clouds above Tokyo. Moisture returning quietly to the moss. Final reflection. Rain above, soft moss below. Slow growth continuing in between. Real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey. Thank you from Zen Bonsai Vibes. Most still alive under clear sky, believing in new growth. Day 512. Day 28, 2026, Tokyo. Today, Tokyo is completely clear. Bright blue sky, dry air, no heavy humidity this morning. For the first time in several days, the atmosphere feels comfortable and again, not rainy season yet, just calm early summer air. Both the Asahiyama and Sirisa still remain water today, and honestly, they both seem much healthier. The atmosphere around the plants feels softer, more stable, more alive. The moss still looks damaged in place. Some areas remain dry and thin, and yet I still believe the trees are continuing to grow quietly underneath, especially the Asahiyama Sakura. I believe new shoots will appear again someday, even if they are invisible now. The Sirisa also feels calmer today. The darker leaves still remain, but after soaking water, the overall atmosphere no longer feels as fragile as before. Maybe roots recover fast before leaves show change. Bonsai reflection, believing before seeing. Today's lesson, growth often begins invisibly. Roots absorb water fast, moss softens softly, slowly. Energy returns quietly. Sometimes belief comes before visible recovery. Then travel Tsuruga to Kushikino. See root, humid air, and quiet harbor. Tsuruga Fukui. First, port town forcing the Sea of Japan. Soft sea wind and cloudy horizons. Second, historic transport gateway. Movement between regions and culture. Kerala parallels. Fort Kochi. Harbor atmosphere shaped by history and sea air. Alpine backwaters. Calm water carrying slow movements. Port towns underneath changing seasoning to deeply. Third, railways crossing humid western Japan, shifting air and landscape. Fourth, mountain rivers flowing towards the south, moisture moving quiet through nature. Kerala parallels, moon air, cooler mountain climate balancing tropical humidity. Peria National Park, ecosystem surviving through constant moisture. Water-shaped atmosphere before anything erased. Kushiki no Kagoshima, fifth southern coastal sunlight, stronger light and warmer air. 6. Quiet fishing harbor rhythm, calm life beside the ocean. Kerala Parades, Cavalian Beach, sea breeze and open skies. Baruka, cliffs, humidity and quiet tropical calm. Coastal place recovery slowly but deeply. Climate rhythm 7th. Tokyo offers humid days, dry relief and breathing space. 8. Kerala between monsoon rains. Moment of calm before the next season arrives. Different countries, same feelings. Temporary sunlight can restore energy. Why this channel continues? This channel records quiet nature change, moss drying and recovering, roots adapting slowly, humidity changing atmosphere, tiny signs of life continuing, no dramatic editing, just real season moving through real plants. Bonsai philosophy. Hope is also care. Today's truth, the moss still looks weak, and still, I believe new shoots will come again. Sometimes caring for living things means continuing to believe quietly. May 28, 2026, day 512. Clear skies above Tokyo, water surrounding quiet roots. Final reflection, blue sky above, soft moss below. Quiet hope continuing between. Real tree, real moss, real season from Japan. Thank you for following this journey from Zen Bonsai Vibes. Moss soaking in rainy season air, holding moisture through Tokyo humidity, day 511. May 29th, 2026, day 533, from Zen Bonsai Vibes. Today, Tokyo is much hotter than ever before. So, the rainy season is approaching. Both Selissa and Asahiyama Sakura seems to be dry. So I tried to take out water here and here. From the Selissa, the surface of moss seems to be a little bit dry and a little bit white area around here. Here, I think the new sprout is approaching here, but the most part of it seems to be dry. So I'll take on water. The other side, Asahiyama Sakura. The flower is not appearing. The surface of moss seems to be dry. So is there any green parts? No. So thank you for your watching from Zen Bonsai Vibes. May 29th, 2026, from Tokyo, Japan. From Zen Bonsai Vibes.